Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Graham O'Brien, and some of the stories coming up in today's news. God Zone's finish gets closer, SIS respond to local youth offender residence problem, Wicked punishment looks promising, and more. Tourist vehicle hire company Wicked's vans have caused a stir which seems to have grown in momentum over the past few years with their inappropriate slogans around the country. Mainland TV News has tried to get a response from the Australian company about their reaction to a recent ban imposed on their vans from dock campgrounds around the country. Chrissy Small spoke to TDC councillor Judine Edgar about the vans, which are a common sight around our region, and the stance the Tasman District Council are also looking to take.
All things wicked. Now this is quite a concerning subject really, because we've all been exposed to these wicked vans and some of the slogans on them. What's happening with the council?
Well, the council has of course heard the concerns of the public. They're pretty loud, they're pretty clear, and so what we decided at our last corporate services meeting was to get the staff to report back on the opportunities or the viability of us being able to actually ban wicked camper vans from our camping grounds, from the council camping grounds in the region.
Right, okay. Is that going to be difficult?
Well, some of our camping grounds are run by lessees, so that's why we couldn't make a straight off decision at that meeting. We need to look at our agreements with them. We need to talk to them as well. One of our main ones, for example, in Motueka, which is a top 10 camping ground, I know top 10 nationally have already expressed some concerns because they're very much about that wholesome family environment. And so it's not going to be a new discussion or a surprise to them, but it's just working through what are our options, what can we do to send that message to wicked camper vans. Because a couple of years ago there was a petition, I signed it, and there was a sort of, and it was Australia, New Zealand predominantly, there was a bit of celebration because there was this, yay, they've backed down, they're going to change their slogans. Actually, I hasten to think that they've possibly got worse in those 2 years. So public pressure alone is not enough, and so it's about how can councils step up to represent the public and go, actually, we won't tolerate this either.
Now, Judine, has the council been in direct contact with the company in Australia?
I'm not sure if we've managed to get hold of them at this stage. Certainly, if we get to that banning situation, then we'd need to. What we don't want to do is disadvantage actual campers, but if campers are aware that by booking a wicked camper van it will pose a problem for them, then they'll book with someone else. So these are people who are pre-booking camper vans who are going to camping grounds. So not to be confused with freedom campers. Sometimes the two issues have been muddled together. So yeah, this is to be clear. These are people pre-booking, coming to camping grounds. We're trying to stop them from inherently supporting those slogans.
Okay, I'm sure the public will be relieved not to see those vans on the roads because they're quite disturbing, some of those.
Oh, absolutely. And I do know through media of some people who have actually hired the camping vans and had problems themselves, not because of people going, you've got a bad slogan, but people going, oh, we'll take you up on the offer written on your van. Now, of course, for some of these people, their first language is not English. They don't know the nature of the slogan on their van and are quite horrified themselves when they actually become targets of sexual harassment because the van has supposedly opened them up to it.
So there's all kinds of issues around these vans. Well, let's hope that central government also puts their boot into it as well.
Yeah, it's about all working together to put the pressure on board. It's not about shutting down wicked camper vans. Their early day slogans actually used to be quite funny, quite witty, some of them. You don't have to be degrading and sexist to be funny, actually.
2 security guards were put on the door as a precaution against any trouble taking place at Nelson City Council chambers Wednesday this week for a hearing which kicked off at 9 a.m. with Independent Commissioner Dr. Robert Liffering over a resource consent application to drop 24 tonnes of a poison bait inside the Waimarama Bird Sanctuary's pest-proof fence in Nelson's Brook Valley. In its application, the Trust said it wanted to drop the poison bait Broadificum bypassing 1080 to eradicate all pests living in the sanctuary, including rodents, deer and pigs, to get the haven for New Zealand native birds predator-free. This poison is a commonly used rat killer. The hearing was only open to those immediately affected who were allowed to make submissions. The Simpson family, who have farmed the land alongside the sanctuary's western boundary since 1922, were the most represented, with one member saying those developing the sanctuary and city council staff were talking to them as if the helicopter poison drop was already a done deal. Submitters said fence integrity was a concern due to previous landslips and animal interference having compromised it. Although sanctuary lawyer Nigel McFadden presented 5 expert witnesses at the hearing, which included Sanctuary Trust Chairman Dr. David Butler, who told the Commissioner that he was appearing as a pest animal control professional, the questions asked seemed to produce few satisfactory answers. Commissioner Dr. Liffering quizzed the submitters and witnesses about the proposed inside fence buffer zone, as well as when the fence would be completed and the time length before the effectiveness of the fence was proven before any poison drop. He received conflicting timeline replies from weeks to a few months and up to a year. The Commissioner was promised a written right of reply document from the Sanctuary's lawyer, Nigel McFadden, due by the end of Friday this week. Dr. Robert Liffering said he may request additional information before closing the hearing and would deliver his decision within 15 days from then. Meanwhile, for those interested, New Zealand First MP Richard Prosser will be in town holding a public speech and Q&A titled Beyond 1080. This Friday the 8th of April at St Stephen's Church in Tahunanui at 6:30 p.m. 2 youths have in the space of as many weeks spent nights in the Nelson Police Station cell because of lack of beds supplied by Child, Youth and Family in the Nelson region. Over Easter weekend, a 15-year-old spent 3 nights in custody at Nelson Police Station while social workers tried to find temporary foster care or a bed in a residence. In this latest case, another 15-year-old offender caused police to oppose bail because of the regularity of the young man's offending. His lawyer, John Sandstone, believes the need to put youth in the cells will happen again due to the lack of SIFS beds and lack of alternatives within the community. There are 4 residences across the country for youth have been arrested by the police and put in the care of Child, Youth and Family. We obtained a written response from General Manager Residential and High Needs Child, Youth and Families Nova Solomon when we questioned the situation our region faces when housing young offenders.
In each case, we work to find a suitable option that best meets the needs and situations of the individual young person. We look for a practical and appropriate solution that works in the circumstances. It is overly simplistic to think of it in terms of how many young people are waiting for beds in the youth justice residences. Residences have a high turnover with young people coming and going every day. At any one time, there are likely to be young people transitioning into or out of a residence. Once residence beds are full, social workers look for alternative arrangements in the community where it is safe to do so. This frees up spaces in the residences. It is important to note that a residence is only one option in the continuum. If the young person requires containment as they are unsafe to be in the community, and there is no secure bed, then the reality is they remain in police cells until another young person is approved by the youth court to leave the residence. The process of a young person entering or leaving a residence is not simple. Both typically require a court decision, although police have the power to assign a young person to a residence outside of normal working hours. Due to the efforts of social workers, the number of young people staying in cells for 24 hours or more is relatively low. A number of factors are taken into account when placing a young person in a residence to ensure the placement can stabilise their behaviour, assess their needs, and help a young person to get to where they need to go to next. We also have to provide alternative arrangements to the court before a young person even enters a residence. As in other areas of government activity, such as hospital treatment and education, it is not feasible to have a special facility in every city. The reality is that sometimes young people will either have to be moved into or out of an area to find a secure bed, or wait for a short time for one to become available closer to home. Managing the supply of the residents' beds is not an exact science. Sometimes a bed simply isn't available. Other times, beds are empty.
Calling all 12 to 24-year-olds, Nelson District Health Board want to know what you think about health and social services in our region. Give your perspective on the Youth Health Project survey online. And finally, the God Zone Chapter 5 race is getting close to its end. Thursday morning this week, the Cure Kids team launched their kayaks at Tautarunui in Abel Tasman National Park at daybreak to enter the last stage of the adventure race. The team took on the final 35 km sea kayak to Kaiteritiri Beach to complete the course just after 11 a.m. 14 teams had finished the 530 km course by 9 a.m. Thursday morning. Race director Warren Bates said in the media release that Rob and the Cure Kids team have executed a very good race strategy of managing their sleep and speed on each stage, saying it's not easy out there when you're dealing with unpredictable weather conditions and the physical rigours of the course, but these guys have run a good race. Cure Kids fundraising manager Kelly Douglas told race organisers Thursday morning that they had just cracked the $295,000 mark with fundraising, which is an amazing effort. Local team Motueka arrived at the finish line in 8th place just after 11 p.m. last night to a rousing welcome. Over 300 people gathered on the beach to cheer them in after 4 days, 9 hours and 58 minutes out on the course. The Cure Kids team have been quite competitive in racing through the last bike stage over the Takaka Hill and down towards Golden Bay did overtake a couple of teams, so they were looking strong to the end. Cure Kids fundraising manager Kelly Douglas told race organisers Thursday morning that they had just cracked the $295,000 mark with fundraising, which is an amazing effort. Local team Motueka arrived at the finish line in 8th place just after 11 p.m. last night to a rousing welcome. Over 300 people gathered on the beach to cheer them in after 4 days, 9 hours and 58 minutes out on the course. Team captain Brent Steinmetz said it was overwhelming to see so much support. Paddling around the point into Kaiteritiri Bay, he said the team had been wondering what else was going on at the beach because they could see crowds and lights and hear the noise, but didn't think it was for their team. He said it was amazing. The Seagate team of girls crossed the finish line in 11th place, and team leader Sophie Hart from Nelson said afterwards that the team had enjoyed the race and had a great time together with lots of fun on the way. She said she thinks it will be hard to race with these guys again after the experience. Finished teams are: in first place, Team Yealands Family Wines, second is Team Sword Fox, third is Team Torpedo 7, fourth is Team Adventure Medical Kits, fifth is Team Bivouac Innovate 8, sixth is Next Generation, 7 is Team Neurophysics, 8 is Team Motueka, 9th is Team Olden Show, 10th is Team Sneaky Weasel Gang, 11th is Team Seagate, 12 is Team GaryAnderson.co.nz, 13th is Team AdventureJunkies.co.au, and 14th is Team Awaken. Chrissy Small went to Nelson and asked some people if they were aware of the race going on in our region.
Have seen it on TV, yep, that looks awesome.
Do you think that the region should host more of these events?
Absolutely. We've got the scenery, we've got the accommodation for people visiting, we've got everything that the tourists would love, and just like the coast to coast, I mean, people from all over come to compete, as well as people who are supporting them, not competing and shopping locally.
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Oh, it'd be good. Be a bit strenuous.
Oh, well, 7 days without, well, not much sleep, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think the region should look at hosting more of these kinds of events?
Yeah, it brings a lot of money in and interest, doesn't it?
I think that's good because it does bring a little bit more economy into the area, but it's also about people meeting people and competing. Yeah, it brings a bit of life into the place.
Do you think you'd be very into something like that, Honey?
It's a long time since I've done a bike ride.
We have footage for you now of the two God Zone Chapter 5 teams, Team Sword Fox and Torpedo 7, after they crossed the finish line, and their thoughts on the race. Compliments of God Zone, adventure.com.
Yeah, I think we're in some really stunning places. I think just how it worked out for us. A lot of the times when we were up the tops, it was the middle of the night and raining, but no, I quite enjoyed it. It was some good places to go.
Well, I got through it with my husband with no domestics. I think once Brent had to say, now guys. But no, it was it was pretty tough out there at times, but plenty of fun times.
I think Eland's team probably just had an edge on us overall. They were just racing that just a little bit stronger. There wasn't much in it. I mean, we were close and it could have gone either way. I don't think there was any sort of one sort of turning point, but I think they were just that little bit stronger, managed to just keep staying ahead of us, and in the end, for us to have a chance, we had to rely on them making a mistake, and they didn't. So yeah, they thoroughly deserved that, and we would have liked to have been able to match them and sort of race right down to the wire, but I think they just had too good a race this time. And
we probably didn't quite sleep enough at the right times, and we probably got a bit too caught up in trying to chase them down rather than doing our own thing at times. And they obviously were pretty strong guys. I've raced with some of them before, they're really good friends of mine, so yeah, it's good to see them have a good time, and I think they've probably just made less errors than us, and that's the way it goes in adventure racing. One of the reasons you keep doing it is you want to try and have that perfect race, which is pretty elusive. So you just want to try and not make too many mistakes, and they obviously had a good run and got on there.
Here it is. That was real close steering this year round, so I did enjoy it. It was true ocean swimming, and the kayaking was beautiful. It was very flat, beautiful water, and after being in the ocean already, it was just nice to be sitting on top of it.
Probably towards the end of the race, actually the teamwork got better and better. We haven't done much training together this last year in training for this, but we have raced together before, so maybe took a day or two to get into that mode again.
We didn't sleep particularly well by going early, but the teams that didn't get any seemed to be dropping back later in the race.
Probably Mount Owen, that was pretty spectacular up there with all those rocky crevasses and the shapes of the rocks and jumping and leaping over these things, but also the rafting, that was pretty exciting.
The split was definitely when we got onto the water, with Bob's experience and Simon's, as the rudderman, Bob leading the lines and Simon following exactly where we went. We didn't do it clean, but we had far fewer spills than we got off the water, started a massive bonfire, stood there like freezing popsicles for about 30 minutes till we were basically dry. Most enjoyable bit of the race for me, other than finishing with my team, was just gapping those other two teams that were right on us and showing that we had the speed to do that.
We leave you now with some images of the racing conditions on Mount Owen, which the last of the teams on Thursday were in the process of completing, keeping in mind that some of the leading teams trekked this part of the course in the dark. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Hi there, Julian Toon, Waimea Telecommunications. We install and maintain domestic and commercial satellite TV, UHF Freeview and Mainland TV installations in the Nelson, Tasman regions. We specialise in Panasonic telephone systems and provide communications, Wi-Fi, IT and wiring for internet, fibre, computers and DSL systems. At Waimea Telecommunications, we also provide specialist electronic systems for features such as a security camera you can watch on your TV, visitor alert systems and much more. Improve your security and communication and entertainment today. Call us on Waimea Telecommunications on 021 472297, ytel.co.nz.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
The Network Tasman trustees have arranged for a Network Tasman public meeting on Thursday the 14th of April at Club Waimea at 435 Queen Street, Richmond at 2 p.m. to discuss the proposed changes to the trust deed, including a report by AD Jenkins Limited, which can be viewed online at networktasman.co.nz. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Tune in to Sunshine Radio, 87.8 and 107.5 FM.
The music hits so hard, you can't touch this.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour. We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Hi there, Julian Toon, Waimea Telecommunications. We install and maintain domestic and commercial satellite TV, UHF Freeview and Mainland TV installations in the Nelson, Tasman regions. We specialise in Panasonic telephone systems and provide communications, Wi-Fi, IT and wiring for internet, fibre, computers and DSL systems. At Waimea Telecommunications, we also provide specialist electronic systems for features such as a security camera you can watch on your TV, visitor alert systems and much more. Improve your security and communication and entertainment today. Call us on Waimea Telecommunications on 021 472297, ytel.co.nz.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
Nestled in the garden city of Christchurch is one of New Zealand's most beautiful and famous holiday parks, where we join the wildlife with a warm welcome to all visitors. The canopy of trees and gardens provide a tranquil setting amongst all the amenities, playgrounds, swimming and spa pools, and entertainment on a grand scale. This wonderful park offers the weary traveller a haven of quality. Low-cost cabins, motels, tourist flats, caravan, campervan and campsites. Meadow Park, located on Cranford Street near the main North Road, Christchurch.
From Cresswell's on Market Street, we've fitted footwear for all seasons, all reasons. For summer times in the Sounds, for solid support on the sidelines, for social events around town, for good times round the grapevines. That's why at Cresswell's we believe in fitting footwear correctly, so you get the best out of quality shoes and sandals and can then get the best out of life.
Creswell Special Service, it's unique, helping keep Marlborough on its feet for over 60 years.